And there is Miss Hutchison. There was Mike Brandt. There's Bill Cornutt. There is Irene Muir's sister. There's Howard Priest. You know, he liked to eat too. Most preachers do. And of course, then they had to catch me. This is Shirley Bush, Irene Muir, Mr. Lee, Mike Brandt, and I'm not sure on the boy in the glasses. Here comes our first king and queen, Donna Owens and Leon Priest. This was according to their grades at church, really. And here come our little ones with the crown bearers. This helped inspire our youth to study their lessons, to attend regularly, and so forth in church. They learn good habits when they're young. A lot of times they'll stay with it. That was Paul Wiley. This is myself, Lucille. That's Bill Cornutt shaking hands, congratulating. And that's a little Fisher girl was a little girl. That's Ari Danoon back there. This is Paul Wiley, Jim Danoon, and the Ryman boy. These were my students at one time, and our classroom was in the furnace room, would you believe? That's how crowded we were until we got more rooms built. This is our 75th anniversary celebration of our church and our adult choir. I cannot name you all the people. This was Donna Margaret Hunter. This is Edna Mae Lee reading a history of our church. I wished I had it on tape because she brought out some very interesting things. We have a lot of it. This is Brother Enoch. He spoke. It was a big celebration for us. Now here we are 25 years later celebrating our 100th year, and we're just as excited as we were then. 25 years later sound like a long time. This is Mike Brandt. He was he's, I think, saying how great thou art that day. This is Gordon Bush and his daughter Helen at the piano. Who is it? This is Irene Muir. I wasn't sure of the other one that was singing ahead of him. This is Mr. Blake from the children's home. He is still living. This, I believe, is Brother Amos. You can tell our people were very proud and happy to be there. That church had come a long ways. This is Irene and Rudy Milton. This is Irene, Rudy. They were visiting that day, but they are now in our church and very active. There's Ira. There's, so many of them. It's like old home week. There's Mr. Muir was a brother to former Pastor Muir, Brindley. Here is the Deweeses. Here is Amos and his family out in front of the sign. Like the original one on our bulletin, you will notice that his picture is out there. And here we reinstate it for the 75th. Here's Edna Mae Lee and Ralph. She was very faithful. This is this is Irene, her mother and sister, and Jeannie, and her sister-in-law. This is Howard and Reen Priest. She won't sing for us, but This was a special day that day. And there's his, this is when he was, that was your ordination deal. Or some special award we'd given him that day. This is our church in front, all finished with our brass bell. And then our youth on the bridge. They loved that bridge. This is Mike Brandt. This is Mrs. Benton. This is Mike Brandt's, her name's Doris, is Mike Brandt's niece. That was some of the Blakes. See, children love to play in that creek, as we now have it pretty well fixed so they can't play. Brother Howard. This is all in that day of the 75th anniversary. Boy, don't Howard look sharp? The children, of course, they love to play and perform if they saw me with the camera. And I love taking them. Here's Jeannie playing. And Norma. We've got the organ and the piano. Look at our attendance. Look at our enrollment compared to way back. With attendance of 47, now 128. And a year ago it was at 60. So, see, I told you we kept growing. This is Mrs. Whitehead and Sharon Kernut. She was loved by all the youth. Sharon's getting to where she thinks she's growing up now. Now she probably wish she was back there. This is Ralph and Edna Mae Lee. There's Berneva Danoon, her son Jimmy. Looks like I got the plug-ins. But you would had to been there, but I hope that we've been able to show you some of what it really was like. This is when they took the camera and went on one of their trips with the youth. As I told you, we used cars. And they went down to south. Here's Leon. He's old enough now he can drive, see. Boy, look at those girls walking those hills. Didn't they think this? Mike Lewis. I thought of that boy's name. Here is Bill Danoon, Grandpa Wiley. That's Berneva. It's Reed Priest. There was Mike Neely and some of them. This was down Southwest Baptist College again, they said. But you see, they weren't just all kids there. There were some adults who went along too. We haven't mentioned the Dunnigans. They were there part of the time. John and Richard Dunnigan. They was having a big powwow here, and I can't tell much about their backs. Now another back. This is on their trip with about sunset. Okay, they're back on this trip, and I want you to notice this old 57 station wagon. It hauled people to Bible school. I think 17 was the most it had in at one time. Like I told you, we hauled in cars. Sometimes with ours, we'd have them too deep. And we didn't worry about insurance. But this station wagon went every Sunday. If it wasn't Brother Howard, it was Leon picking up people for Sunday school. Isn't this a beautiful view of the Ozarks? It's called Shepherd of the Hill.